Hey, what's up? I'm here with my friend George Parks, aka Wagonia. He has a whole farm of Hondas over here, which I want to show you guys around real quick. So let's take a walk and show me some of the stuff that you've got.
Yeah, man, I'd love to.
I spotted this blue wagon as soon as I pulled up, and I was like, man, this thing is cool.
This is RT all-wheel drive with a single overhead cam ZC VTEC in it.
Yeah.
A little bit of modification, rag top, lowered a little bit, some Wagons for the OG look, obviously.
So, how did you come in possession of this wagon here?
This wagon here actually belongs to a buddy of mine, Andrew Bagley. I do all of his work for him. I built the lifted wagon for him. And
nice.
This is the other one that I built to match. He's got a lowered and lifted, so they're matching sets.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
Them to match exactly.
I've actually seen this one a couple of times on your Facebook page. This turboed one.
This is a built boosted D16 Z6 hatch, making about 400 at the wheels right now. I'm hoping to be getting 500 out of it this winter. It made a little 10-second pass earlier this year.
No way.
I hoped for it.
I see you got some nice drag radials on there. There you go.
Sir.
I've always loved these hatches.
Nice full weld in.
Is it an SI? Original SI?
It is a true SI with 167,000 miles on it. The interior is in great shape when it's not full of parts.
Yeah, these seats are really rare to come by in that good a condition. That's amazing. Awesome. What else we got?
I got a low mileage RT 4-wheel drive up here you might want to check out.
All right, let's just take a walk up here. I see this little blue one.
Here's my work wagon. This is Dusty. I've got a CRX front bumper modified onto it, and I've also got the custom Bozer hood here that gives it the angry eyes. Some people call it the Geo Metro, but I love it.
If you glance at it, it does look a little bit like a Metro, but
this is my most recent pickup, and we'll be going under the knife here soon. Original RT 4-wheel drive with 136,000 miles on it. Currently still with functioning AC and everything.
Wow. So what's the plan for this one?
This one will get lifted and will also have 215, 75, 15s on it before too much longer.
I know somebody that does lift kits.
I actually know a guy as well who makes the best lift kits on the market for these Hondas. And hopefully one day I'll make enough money to be able to afford them.
I'd like to meet that guy someday.
One day. We all gotta have goals.
Well, look at this. An awesome all original D16 A6.
All OEM, great compression, does everything it needs to do, super low all the way.
Yes, these are so cool. I love these old wagons, especially the 4-wheel drive ones, obviously.
Obviously, the 4-wheel drives have the best place in my heart.
Definitely. So I see just a whole variety of different types of cars.
You gotta squeeze a 60s Mustang in every once in a while. We're not prejudiced.
You just never know.
It's an FRS, an 80s Accord, or a couple more Civic sedans there.
I see some old Accords, yep.
And there's a pile of wagons back there. There's a DA Integra we're actually pulling the drivetrain out of it to put in another car. It's a parts sedan. This sedan over here, Chocolate, is my dad's daily driver. This car is actually original paint.
I don't think I've ever seen one that color before. The dark brown?
It's very rare
color. I don't think I've ever seen one in person that color either, the copper.
That copper color definitely came out of Rattle Can, but...
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say I didn't think it was an original color, but I don't know everything about everything.
That's a Rust-Oleum original color.
Yeah, I'm learning about these cars still every day, even though I've had like 55 of them.
Wow.
And then we got all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of other stuff.
This ranch just sort of goes on and on. There's a lot to behold here.
Trans Am about to be fully built and restored. Little Del Slow hidden in the bushes back there.
A Del Slow with a cowl hood, or no? That's just the angle. I see.
Just the angle of the
hood. It looked like it was.
It was to be totaled out, but I saved it.
Is this an old Fairlane?
This is a 60s Fairlane.
Oh. See, we got something for everybody. Even the classic car guys would be like, "Hey, man,
definitely
sweet little restorable project. It's not rusted at all. Look at that." Oh my goodness, what happened to this one?
This is an Aveo, full part out. I get every dollar worth. You don't get much for scrap metal anymore, so you got to get every good
that's
thing you
true.
can off of it.
Look at this. 240, 280. I don't know my Datsuns.
280.
Okay.
51 Studebaker.
Studebaker, I was about to say.
I've got all the chrome pieces for the bullet nose and everything. Got 40,000 original miles.
You know how an old Honda, when you open it up, it smells just like an old Honda?
The Studebaker's the same way.
You know what that smells like?
It's got its own smell.
It smells like an old Studebaker in there.
Exactly. It's its own unique smell, man.
I love it.
And it doesn't stop. I mean,
3000 GT.
Cars everywhere you can look. Little SRT4.
It looks like a 300ZX, maybe.
It was a 300ZX. It's not anymore.
Yeah. And an SRT4. Yep.
And a quarter two 20B swap GSR LSD.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we get some boost here soon.
What is this turd?
This turd here, this
I gotta give you a hard time for having this on
this
the
would
lot.
be a Daewoo, ladies and gentlemen. And
Well, there's a reason that
this
company's
Daewoo's
not
gonna
in
hurt
business.
lots of feelings one day. Lots of feelings.
You know what though? This would be a perfect gambler car.
It would be a great gambler car. It's also the great sleeper because nobody expects it to happen, and by the time they do realize it's happening, it's too late.
Yeah, nobody's gonna expect a Daewoo with a K-swap.
Exactly. Or an F20C.
Yeah, who knows?
Options are endless.
The rest of the car would probably fall apart from all the power, but you know,
Hey.
it'd be fun.
As long as I make it to the end.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta say though, if I had this much property, my property would be covered with Hondas and whatever other cars too.
I have a problem.
I don't have that much land, but if I did, I'm sure it would be covered.
I try my hardest to buy as little as I can, literally. Sadly, I don't have a problem with alcohol or drugs. in
Yeah,
cars.
well-
I wake up with more mechanical issues than anything else. But
That's all right. You got to have a hobby, and this is a good one.
right.
So let me ask, how do you actually acquire all these cars? Do people just bring them to you, or do you actually?
I wake
seek
up
them
every
out.
morning looking for these cars, specifically the RT four-wheel drive wagons, because they're what make my heart thump the most. But at the end of the day, they come from everywhere. Word of mouth, old customers. I just like seeing the cars on the road. I want to save them from going to the junkyard.
Right.
If I can pull up at the stoplight and see another 88 to 91 Honda out there doing its thing, I'm going to do what I can to get it out there. And I keep doing
Yeah.
everything I can
Just
to make
keep
that
'em
happen.
alive.
And it just keeps working out in my favor. So if I can make a little bit of money and keep enough to keep on going and keep these cars on the road, I'm going to keep doing it. We're 49 88 to 91 Honda Civics, and I'm looking for the 50th purchase now.
I hear you. That's awesome. We got quite a little operation going here with all these old cars, and I can hear activity in the back. People taking stuff apart and putting stuff together. So it's a pretty neat deal.
I think there might be a couple more wagons.
So
over here.
there's more and more wagons everywhere I look. I see there's one over there. There's one over there.
Oh.
We didn't even video, but there's one back there getting a paint job. I should have shot a picture. Maybe I'll take a picture of that one just to show.
I
But
don't know if any of you young kids know about a dual overhead cam ZC, but stuff.
yeah, this is like the sort of like the D16A1 that came in the 86 to 89 Integras.
Exactly. The only dual overhead cams that'll made up to the RT four-wheel drive trans. So if you're trying to get some torque onto that four-wheel drive trans, that's the way to do it.
Yes. Or turbo.
Or turbo, that works too, or both.
Right. That's what I need is some more
donor
torque. There's
cars,
another one.
Donor wagon, donor sedan, another RT four-wheel drive wagon. D16A6.
Yeah.
Been bored over. I managed to bend every valve in this motor with the supercharger, every single one. It was well worth it, and I don't regret any
go.
moment.
Sounds like a good time.
It was great. Welded viscous coupler and supercharger. It was a blast.
Wow, there's not much left of this one.
No, there's not, but I almost crushed it, and then you said you needed something, so it still plays its part.
Well, that's how it goes. Every time you throw something away or get rid of it, the very next day or the very next week, you're like, ah,
Only if I'd have pulled that
I-
fuel tank for Ben.
I needed that passenger side footrest piece or whatever. I mean, you know, it's always a little piece.
Wagons,
Village-
Wagonia, _Wagonia on Instagram.
Yes, check out his Instagram, and if you guys need any Honda parts or any rebuilt EFs or anything like
88
that,
to 91 Civics.
yes, that's the specialty
the
here.
man.
Yes, he is the man. And I appreciate you hooking me up. And it is starting to rain, so I guess it's time for me to bounce.
Time to head out.
So I appreciate
All right,
everything.
man. Glad I could
And,
help. Until
yeah,
next time.
I'll definitely talk to you soon. We'll see you later, guys.
All right, good.
Appreciate it.